So we're going to design this gasket here, as you see. It's gasket number 2. So basically a simple drawing, and I'm going to show you how I would do it in a fast way. First thing you want to do is open up a template that you're going to be using. Make sure you're not working in paper space, you're working in model space, which is down here. We're also working in drafting and annotation, not 3D modeling, nothing else. So keep that in mind. And before you even start, what I always recommend is saving your project before you start. So you save as, we call it the gasket. Save it to the proper location. As you can see, I'm not doing it the proper way. And if you need to use other computers for this, make sure you save it when you do save as an older version, 2010 preferably. So anybody else using a older version of AutoCAD can open your file and work on it. The basic understanding of doing this gasket would be to get this dashed line, which is our center line of the circles. It's going to be a rectangle that's 4.5 inches by 7.5. So that's what I'm going to start with. Rectangle. Click a point on the screen. Type in D for dimensions. The width is 7.5 and the height will be 4.5. So I start out with this rectangle. From here, I know exactly my corner of my circles, and I can start doing the circles at the corner. If I can find the dimensions for them, that will be great. Diameter 0.6. And the outside of that circle is the radius of 0.75. Again, I'm getting those from the PDF. Here's 0.75 for the big circle. Here's 0.6 for the little circle. Once I have those, I'm going to copy both of these up, making sure my ortho is on. That way it's perfect 90 degrees, vertical line. I'm going to type in 2.25. I'm going to do the same thing with the side here, and I'm going to move it over 2.58. So I have that. What I want to do next, I'm going to offset this rectangle inside twice. Once to give it this line here, the trim location of the big circle, and the second is going to be this rectangle inside. My first rectangle inside is 0.75, and doing the math from that, minus 0.5, I get 0.25 offset from the center line to this end line. So I go back to my drawing, go offset up here, 0.75, that's going to give me my center rectangle. And I'm going to offset again, 0.25. That gives my end point to this exterior circle. I'm doing this, I'm leaving only 3 circles because I'm going to mirror them all around. I'm not going to put all the effort of doing each one separately. I'm just going to work with these 3. And that will create my perfect gasket. At this point, all I need to do is use the trim command. So using trim, I select all my items, click space or enter, and I remove the parts I do not need. So these are going to be it. In addition to something like that. Now to keep it clear, I'm going to change this exterior, the center line, from objective to, what is it, center. That way I don't get confused. Oh, I did make a mistake. I was supposed to keep the exterior lines, not the interior. So I'm just going to go undo. What happens when you rush too fast? Again, change this the rectangle outside to a center. And I'm going to use the trim command again, select everything, and I'm trimming the inside of the circles. Oh, something's going on here. It's never perfect. Trim, select all, and need to trim these. There we go. Make sure you trim the lines inside first, and then the circle. For some reason, it's causing problems, as you can see, which we can fix. Should be just snapping onto that line. There's additional lines that are no longer needed, so delete those. And we end up with the gasket outline. Next thing we need to put the fillets here. So our fillets are radius 0.25. So we go to fillet, R for radius, 0.25, and I fillet these up. That's going. If for some reason you can't fillet these edges, the problem may be that your lines are actually still polylines. So what you want to do is take those lines and explode them. I guess the newer versions of AutoCAD requires you to explode the lines before you can do a fillet to them based on based on this situation. So then we go fillet, we get the radius 0.25. We can fillet up the edges like so. And then once we have that, what I can do is I can select this area here, and I'm going to mirror it over using the midpoint of this rectangle. If you don't have midpoint on, make sure your O-snap is on, and you right click on it, make sure midpoint is highlighted. Do that, and I'm going to copy this bottom portion, and I'm going to mirror it over my horizontal line. Finally, I can just delete this rectangle. Except I'm missing a few lines. So the lines that you need to add, you'll see them here. But that was the easy way.